21st century has an expansion of the digital world, which is causing a change in the way people live all over the world. Children and young adults have access to a plethora of new options and benefits because of the advancement in technology. Nevertheless, these advancements can also pose certain dangers. The use of digital media has rapidly altered the ways in which parents and children connect with one another, enjoy themselves, obtain new knowledge, and find solutions to everyday difficulties. What may be the big problem? The bad side of the progress has been an enormous rise in the number of sexual assaults committed against minors while they are using the internet. In fact, practically every aspect of sexual abuse that takes place online has been made easier by the proliferation of technology. As a result, children of all ages are more vulnerable than they have ever been online. Recognizing the urgency to protect the innocence and well-being of the future generation, the Republic Act 11930, also known as the Anti-Online Sexual Abuse or Exploitation of Children, and Anti-Child Sexual Abuse or Exploitation Materials, has been enacted. The recent signing of these laws implementing rules and regulations signifies a significant milestone in the Philippines' fight against online crimes targeting children. This paper will discuss the importance of RA 11930 and its IRR in safeguarding children, highlighting key provisions and their potential impact. The signing of the IRR for RA 11930 is essential to fostering unity among all Filipinos to protect children against online sexual abuse and exploitation. This comprehensive legalization and effective enforcement mechanisms ensure a safer digital environment for children in the Philippines. Children are the future of civilization and should be safeguarded and cared for appropriately, free from all forms of mistreatments and abandonments. In addition, it is possible to effectively preserve the child's health and development by preventing abuse during the formative years of the child's life and in an educational setting. The representation of children engaging in sexually explicit behavior is a common component of art form known as child pornography, which is a form of sexual expression. In an effort to protect from being exposed to inappropriate content in child pornography, both federal government and the state governments have enacted a number of laws. Nevertheless, these laws have only had a moderate amount of effectiveness. RA 11930 amends the Anti-Child Pornography of 2009, offering enhancement protection for children against sexual abuse and exploitation facilitated through information and communication technology. A thorough reform of this provision is required in order to increase the amount of protection offered to children against sexual assault. The Philippines, with wide factors such as poverty, fluency in English, and widespread internet access, remains a primary target for online sexual abuse and exploitation of children. RA 11930 acknowledges these challenges and aims to combat them effectively. Because of its large population of people who are proficient in technology and its lack of data protection systems, the Philippines is very susceptible to cyber attacks and incidents. It is essential to address these kinds of vulnerabilities, as they are one of the reasons why sexual exploitation and abuse are still a problem in today's society. The Department of Social Welfare and Development will strictly implement the laws, provisions, and development pertains plans, policies, and programs to protect, rehabilitate, and reintegrate victim survivors. Such efforts are crucial to addressing the evolving needs of child victims. Children can learn with the support of these programs and the best practices that this is acceptable to ask for assistance and that there are only people who care about them and are willing to assist them if they make the decisions to do so. They will be able to assist in raising awareness among youngsters who may be in danger of or are currently experiencing sexual violence as a result of this work. The IRR establishes the National Coordination Center against OCAEC and CSAEM under the Interagency Council Against Trafficking. This center will develop effective reporting and mechanisms and facilitate robust international cooperations in combating online sexual abuse and exploitation. Procedure for reporting should be one of the that gives those who are directly affected more influence and should remain in their control. The reporting portal provides the options for survivors to record their own account of what happened. Closure and solace could be provided to some of the survivors through this. The IRR outlines the obligations of internet intermediates, service providers, and other establishments such as internet hotspots, cafes, and kiosks. The active cooperation of the private sector is essential preventing the further spread of abuse and exploitations that occurs online. The private sector has a significant role to play in both prevention and response to sexual abuse and exploitation of children that occurs online. The IRR clarifies the Philippines' jurisdiction over OCAEC offenses within the outside of the country. It is also underscored that significance of international legal cooperation, prosecuting offenders, and ensuring justice. The IRR clarifies the Philippines' jurisdiction over OCAEC offenses within and outside the country. This also underscores the significance of international legal cooperation in prosecuting offenders and ensuring justice. In most cases, collaboration results in the production of the most comprehensive model for reacting to sexual assault. It is feasible to make improvements to the response to sexual assault by cultivating constructive relationships and working together more effectively among those who respond to sexual assault. The signing of IRR for RA 11930 represents a significant milestone in the Philippines' commitment to protecting children from online sexual abuse and exploitation. This legalization reflects valuable input gathered through nationwide consultation, assigning responsibility to every sector, from law enforcement to private sector. The comprehensive guidelines and mechanism provided by the IRR equipped the country with the necessary tools to combat this contemporary crisis effectively. By prioritizing the well-being of Filipino children, the Philippines sets an example for other nations, fostering a safer and more secure future for all children, both online and offline. Our society relies heavily on OCAEC, and it is especially true in light of the recent trend in the modern technology landscape. As a result of the fact that students, children, and minors are exposed to the internet on a nearly daily basis for the purpose of online class, research, and social media, they're an easy target for those who abuse them. Because of this, I believe it is most important to enact and enforce this rule in order, at the very least, significantly reduce or regulate, and if possible, completely eliminate the harmful behaviors of those who misuse their power.